in summary, what we did, we created 3 layers, right? The layer in your layer panel, we duplicated it, and then we named color layer, which is a low frequency, and then the texture layer, which is a high frequency. Then we disable the texture layer. We come back to color layers. Then from color layers, we go to filter and select blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. Now, the moment you have a Gaussian blur, you are to start all the way to 0, control to 0. All right. You can click on anywhere you want to. When you click on it, so the zoom will pick up that point. Are we together?
Yes.
All right. You notice our radius is at 0. So the intention is to blur it to a point where we cannot see these dots or these freckles or whatever. Agreed?
Okay.
Now, you might not be sure. The moment you bring up the Gaussian blur, you can click on anywhere you want to blur it, to start the blurring from. So we picked up a point, and then what we are doing, we are going to roll the slider until it's blurry, until we cannot see it. Okay, you see here, it is blurred. We don't see anything. Fair enough? And then
Yeah.
we click OK. All right. We are in step 3. We are going to step number 4. Based on the notes that I sent to you. Under the layer, enable the texture layer and select texture layer. So under the layer, we are going to enable, Nadia, this is based on your question now. We are going to enable the texture layer and select the texture layer. Agreed?
Okay.
And then now, we go to step number 5, which you have it there. Under the file menu, select image, apply image. Under the file menu, select image, apply image. All right. Under the file menu, select image and select apply image. Okay. This is where everything becomes interesting now. The source, we are going to leave it as it is. The layer now, we are going to select the low frequency color layer. Okay. And then now, we leave it at subtract. The blending mode, we leave it at subtract. The opacity, we leave it as it is. Okay? The scale, we put it to 2. The offset scale, we put it to 128. And then click OK. Alright? Then we come back under the layer again. We are going to step number 6. Step number 6. Are we good?
Yeah.
So under the blend mode, we select linear lights. Linear lights. Okay? All right. Linear lights. So then the next step, which is step 7.
Hold on. Do that again. Do that again,
Which,
please.
which one?
Step 6.
Step 6.
Yeah,
And within the layer, right? Under
yeah, yeah.
the layer that float, the blend mode which is here, do you see it?
Oh, yeah, man, just want to know where that there.
You select the linear light.
Okay. All right.
Are we good?
Yeah.
And then now we go to step 7. We are going to select the textures and the color. You see it? Do you see it?
Mhm.
Hello, do you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Now you select the two and then you drag it to create a folder like that. So they become group. You name this folder um, frequency separation. Okay, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
And then you open up this folder here by clicking this side arrow. You click on it. Okay, we are going to step number 8. All right, step number 8, it says what? Select the texture layers from the folder. From the folder here, we select the what?
Extra layer.
All right, okay. And then now the next step, we are going to select the patch tool to remove unwanted spot. Are we good?
Yeah.
So this time we go into our tool palettes. I'm going to select the spot healing. It could be a patch of spot healing. Make sure the size is big. And then we start to remove that.
So you move it or you just press it?
Click on it. I'm using a spot healing. The spot healing. So I could even choose the patch tool if I wanted to. I could select that. But I decided to go with spot healing. All that you have to be doing is to click on what? What do you click on?
This spots them where you want to get rid of.
Yeah. The moment you zap on it, everything disappears. It can reduce the brush size if you want to. Alright. Alright, let me go with the small. It'll move faster. Alright. Please, this is the last steps. I'm doing it. I'm not repeating it. If you don't understand it, you follow the notes that I've sent it. And then now, you're going to look for an image. When you find an image, you do the frequency separation. And then you submit the one before and the one after. Alright? So you have the
Okay.
steps. You have the steps. This time I made sure that I refined it this morning. I refined it. So what I'm doing now, basically going through the steps. I level the steps numbers to make it easier for you. Alright. So we decided now at the last stage, when you go into the folder, you select the texture layer. You have the options of selecting whether the patch tool, but this morning when I tried the spot healing, it did okay for me, so I decided to stick with the spot healing. Alright, so whatever you see Whatever dots that we see that you don't want it, you zap it to make your work easier. It's going to take some time to remove it, but it's okay so long as you understand the frequency separations. So we can, at this point, leave it like that. Fair enough? We are going to all right, select the detection level. All right, we are going to go to step number 9. Step number 9, we said select the lasso tool. All right. While this one layer, the color layer or the low frequency selected, right? While the low frequency layer is selected, and then here what we are doing. While that is, we are going to change the feathering to 20. Okay? Okay. Alright. Select that. Using lasso tool, make a selection, set the feather trending, and then radius. Okay. And then we are going to make a selection right here. Alright. That's number 10. Okay. We go to filter, blur, and goes in blur. Okay. We'll bring the radius to that. Okay. And then now we take a look here. Hello. We take a look right there and control the radius until it looks blurry. Right there. That's too much. There we go. And click OK. Fair enough. And then again we make another selection here like that, and we repeat the same steps. We go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Alright, we can work with that. Click OK, and then we select here. There we go. And then we go again to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We control the slider. We control the slider if you want to. There we go. Click OK. And then we do here again. Alright. And then we are going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we do the same. We can control the adjustment from here. Yeah, it looks blurry. So that's the end of the step 10, which means that let's take a look what we did before, and now. This is before, hello, and this is after. This is before. Are we together? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's before and that's after. So which means that you technically use the frequency separations um, to, to clear up unwanted spots. The question is, when can you use this? Sometime the waiting photos, pictures that is taken, and you want to remove certain dots, certain spots, certain unwanted spots. So you can do that. This is a stage where you need to understand it and learn it properly in order for you to be able um, to be able to edit properly. So with the frequency separation sorted out, I sent you the steps this morning. I want you to pick up an image um, which need to be cleaned up. So you apply the frequency separations that we just learned. And then coming next week, we take a look at how you have done it, your frequency separation. So I repeat, we have finished with the frequency separation. You have to pick up or identify high quality image, and then you work on it. Try to clear it. Now when you come next week, I want you to show us your frequency separation. The one which is before and after. This is before, this is after. See? By following those steps. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Question.
Sure.
Can I use like two photos? For example, I have one that is not so good looking, and I want to clean up that one to look like another one. How do I do that?
All right. For this time, for now, I want you to pick one. I want you to understand the steps first before
Okay.
we can go to photo retouching. What you're telling me is photo retouching. So we don't reach to photo retouching yet. We are
Okay.
cleaning the skin tone, and removing the unwanted spots on the face and the rest of it. We soon reach to photo retouching. All right.
Thank you.
So all you have to do for me, identify any pictures. When you identify any pictures, which you know that it need to be clean. Sometimes people have a lot of spots on their face. You can do that. All right. Then we'll look at it next week. So, is there any question at this point?
Could you remind us where we can get pictures like that again, sir?
Okay, I'm going to show you, and then post it. All right. All right, there we go. All right, let me see if I can. I'm going to post it on the chat group now. Okay, and then you copy the link. Do you see it? Did you see on the chat group?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you copy that.
Thank
You can copy that URL, and that's it.
you.
Okay. All right. The next thing we are going to do, um, which we did last week, we are going straight into Illustrator. This time we are working with types and effects. Okay?
Zaumal,
Yes, ma'am.
last week you said we were going to talk about the assignment.
Yeah.
The final assignment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about after I finish the demonstration. You don't
Okay.
you don't see it here? You see it? All right. This is what we are going to do after I finish. Fair enough? Hello, Nadia. Nadia?
Yes, sir. No, me never see it in at an hour something there.
Oh, I just included. You don't have it. I just have it on my notes. All right.
Okay.
So these are my notes that I keep track of it. All right. Hide. Okay, let's start it with like this. We type what we did last week. Not there. And then we make it full. All right. And this is what we are going to do. We select the fonts. All right. Select the fonts. Okay, let's go with that. Fair enough. Hello. We are converting this one into an outline. Either you right click, create an outline, or you go to type, create an outline. Are we clear? Two ways to get it done. You right click on the text and create an outline. Okay. Hello. All right.
Yes, yes, we are here.
And then we go to type, object, path. We go to object, path, and offset path. Two steps that we created. We typed the word Nadia. We selected the fonts. Fair enough? Selecting the fonts, we converted the fonts to outline. And then now after that, we go to object, path, and offset path. We click offset path. Now when you click,
Sir,
mm-hmm,
you know, something like when you like you see like how you give the frequency separation steps. And like when you do it and we can follow, it make me understand better.
okay, I'll do it next week because I have to sit down and then type them. All right,
Yeah,
I'll do that. So next week we get both Photoshops and Illustrator type steps. Okay.
yeah.
So I'll select my offset to be 20, and then all right, offset 20. We click OK. You don't see anything. We go to objects, and then okay, we select everything. We go to objects and group. All right. Now we select the inside one like that and group them. This time we can fill it in with any color. You see it? Hello. See how clean it is? Select all of it again, group it, and duplicate that. Please stop me if you are not following it. Like that. It becomes a logo. We could have gone even to linear blends, but I'm leaving it there for now. Alright? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So, we can do so many things with it. Here, we can add colors. Sorry. We can ungroup that, and then select in, add colors if we want to. All right, we can do anything. We can group it. Let's go crazy. Group it again. We go to effects, wrap, uh, like that. See, can control it. There. I'm not going to make it so complex. I want you guys to be able to do it. I'm going to repeat within the next step, the same step. I'm going to do it again. I'll move this one aside. So I'll type Nadia. Okay. I did make it bigger. Are we alright? Then the next step, you click on it, on the right click and create an outline. So it converts into outline. Alright, let's group it. Alright, we did that. Then the next step we are going to do, we are going under the object, path, offset. Path and offset. And then we click like that. You select the amount of offset that you want. What is an offset? Offset from the actual image, we can go 15. Alright. 15, fine. And then click OK. We select everything and then go to object, ungroup. Why do we need to ungroup it? To separate whatever is inside with the outside and group it. Now the inside, which is still black, we can put in any colors, apply any colors. See, it looks neat and nice. Group all of it together. We can do.
Sir.
Yes, please.
So you just, after you do the offset, you select each inside letter.
Okay,
and then group it back.
Let me start it again. We type the word Nadia. All right, and then we make it bigger the way we want it. All right. Then step number 1, you right click on it. We create an outline. Step number 2, we go to objects, path, and offset. Offset path. This is step number 2. Step number 3, we enter the amount of offset and click OK. And then step number 3, we select the inside. Select all of it. Ungroup. Object. Ungroup. Step number 4, we select the inside now. And step number 5, you can group it. And then step number 6, you can fill it in with another color. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good. So this one will lead us into a way where we can design our types and effects. Remember, we started with the word fat last week. We started with the word fat. All right, and then we put tall. Okay, we can elongate it, tall. We can we can duplicate the next one. All right, we can do it thin. All right, we can select a type which is thin. All right, thin. Is that the correct spelling? Nadia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thin.